Hi there, it's Christine, and I'm back with day 7 of Crafting with Black and White. And today I am joined by Erin Reed. She has a real fresh, funky style. She's amazing with mixed media and does a ton of different projects. And she puts videos up very consistently. So you want to make sure and check out her channel today and see what she created with the black and white. I wanted to use up some scraps from last week today, and so I am using some 1-inch strips of patterned paper to go for a fringe look. I originally thought about trying something like a shiplap design, which is so popular in home interior, but I couldn't figure out a good way to make that work without it being just crazy busy and too many patterns and such. So fringe it was, and so I made a line across my layout at 4 inches, and I'm using that to line up my top row of fringe, and I am just attaching at the top, not using adhesive at the bottom of them because I want that fringe to flow freely. So I'm going all the way across there, adding those up top, and then I am going to continue to create layers, and I'm going to show you how I do that without having to do any additional measurement, which, yay, if you're like me, the less measuring, the better. So you see I got that whole top line. Now, I could have gone through and held all that fringe up and done another line and da-da-da-da, but instead what I did is I'm going to line things up along the bottom. And so I am, again, putting some adhesive at the top of my strip and just adding strips all the way across the bottom so they line up with the bottom. Now, right now, you're probably going, okay, wait, now how's that going to work exactly? But you're going to see I make it work effortlessly, if you will, adding in my second layer. And this, you can see I'm keeping my vertical lines throughout, so everything's lined up at the 1 inch. But obviously the horizontal lines, you can already tell, are going all over the place. So my second layer now, which technically it's my third layer, but second in the row of fringe, I'm tucking a piece underneath the top layer and then letting the fringe hang out over the top of the bottom layer. And I'm going to go through and do that all the way across and try and make sure that horizontally I'm not lining things up too much. Super easy, no measurement necessary. I could have even done another couple layers, but I decided 3 was sufficient because there's a lot going on here already. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start adding in some foam adhesive. Not exactly foam adhesive, you'll see what I mean by that in a minute, but I'm going to pop all those up so that the fringe is flowing freely. I want to take a minute and just say thank you to all of you who have visited this week. I have had so much fun doing these videos, and I'm going to miss them now that I'm done with them. But I want to thank you all who've taken the time to visit and taken the time to visit my friends' projects. I will have them all in a playlist for you if you want to check them out. I'm not going to close the giveaway until Wednesday, and then Wednesday I'll be back with a video for you announcing the winner and also announcing, or not announcing, but sharing a little more on that laser square because there's been tons of comments and questions about it. So real quick, before I finish talking to you just about being here, I want to point out what I'm doing here. So if I run out of foam adhesive, I like to use old foam thickers or other foam stickers underneath for it. And especially it works great on something like this where I don't want adhesive on both sides. So I am putting the thicker on the underside of the fringe and then letting it not be sticky on the other side so that, again, the fringe flows freely, but it has dimension. Now, why thickers? Well, foam adhesive can be expensive, and quite honestly, I never use up a whole sticker sheet. So if I know, okay, I'm at the end of that thicker set, or I've pretty much used what I can, then I put it into a pile to use for situations like that, so that I'm not wasteful. I want to use up as much of a product as I possibly can, and if I try and use up all those stickers, it's going to take me years, if I even get them used up ever. So just a good way to go about it. I also have pulled out a piece of patterned paper from the Oh My Heart collection. This is from Pink Paisley from Paige Evans. And I pulled out these flowers. Well, I pulled out the flower patterned paper, and I'm fussy cutting out some of the flowers from it. They are big and beautiful and bold and just fantastic. So much fun. And I knew I wanted to use them on this layout. So you're seeing here, I'm fussy cutting those out, and we'll be doing some other things that you've seen me do throughout the week as well. I wanted to continue to talk to you about thanking you for visiting this week, and just say the comments have been so amazing and so wonderful. I've been, quite frankly, overwhelmed by how many positive and encouraging comments, and that is so awesome, because I think as women we really do need to build each other up and be encouragers, and there's just not always a lot of that in our world. And so I want to thank all of you that took the time to leave a comment and say something encouraging to both me and my friends, and I will be responding to all of them. If I haven't had a chance, it's just because I'm busy with my 4 kids all the time, and so sitting down to try and respond to the comments hasn't happened completely yet, but do look for me to answer questions and such over the next several days. So thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. And I hope you'll continue to come back and check out my channel regularly. I won't be posting every single day again, not for a little while anyway. But you will still see videos from me several times a week, sharing projects and ideas and such. So thank you for being here. Okay, back to the layout. So this picture was taken last week of my daughter Lucy. She is almost 10 and hitting that fun age that we probably all remember, being a tween girl and some of those crazy emotions that come out and go with that. And so I wanted to create a layout for her to have to hang in her room that's just a reminder that we love her, and even when it seems like the whole world is against her, like it seems to feel like so often in that tween head, they're not, and we love her and we appreciate her and think she's amazing. And so that was kind of the goal of this layout, to use a pretty picture of her and to be a source of encouragement for her. So you'll see that coming out here shortly in the title, but you can also see it coming out with the bright colors that I'm using from those flowers. Now you're seeing, again, I'm doing that petal curling technique that you've seen me do 3 times this week. I don't do this all the time, but it's funny, you know, when you kind of get stuck in a technique and it just keeps coming back for a little while. That's kind of where I'm at with this and with my title work this week. So I'm using just a pencil and curling them gently over, and I am doing that for both the yellow flower and the pink flower. So the only spot I am putting adhesive is right in the middle there, and then the rest of it I am leaving open. So I heavily adhesived the middle so that I could curl the petals. And on the orange flower, I'm actually gonna pop it up with foam adhesive and fold those petals upward, sort of cupping, if you will, and that just produced another added dimension to everything. On the leaves for the flowers, I did not curl those up. What I did is just put some foam adhesive underneath those so that they still pop up and have that dimension, but I felt like curling them was, they're just not meant to be curled. If the shape of the leaves, that didn't fit. So I decided just some foam adhesive would do there. Now I'm going to add in my title, and the title comes from some patterned paper from Chamel from her Little by Little collection for American Crafts. And she has this big patterned paper in it with a whole bunch of words on it. And some of the words are pretty typical title words, but some of them are not. And I love that about it, because it just brings a unique addition to the layout when you can add something that's a little different. And so I am actually using two of the words today that I think are a little different. I'm using hope and I'm using bright. And both of those I just fussy cut straight out of the white patterned paper. The words on it all are they almost look watercolored. And then some of them have black outlining like these two do, and some of them don't. And they're not at all, font-wise, they don't look watercolored, but the actual color of them does look kind of watercolored. So I don't know if that's what she was going for, but that's what it looks like to me. So, and the color is actually coordinated pretty nicely with the Oh My Heart from Paige. So I thought I would incorporate them for that. Now I'm going to add in a few little flowers here for accents, and I'm going to do that up there by the title, and I'm also going to do one on the bottom left side, and then off camera I'm going to add some down in the right corner also, just because I felt like it needed a little added punch of color. I'm also going to be adding in the word my up above Bright Hope because I felt like there was too much white space up there, and I also didn't feel like the title was quite complete, and so I'm going to use some teensy type pictures from, or teensy type letters from Doodlebug to add that in. That is going to wrap things up for today, and then you can see at the end there will be a still picture of this whole layout, and I will have a playlist of all 14 videos in this series for you to check out and see, and I will see you back here on Wednesday to announce a winner. So please be sure, if you've left a comment and become a subscriber, to check back in on Wednesday and check out that video. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for being here for the last 7 days. We will see you again on Wednesday when I wrap the whole series up.